Hey everybody, it's Robot here from Vespa Motorsport in Scooter West here in San Diego, California, the dealership for Vespas. We've been doing it for well over 25 years. We love Vespas here. What am I sitting on? This is the model year 2020 GTV Sei Giorni. I probably didn't say that right, but that's the way it goes. But here you go for the 2020 model year. They've changed it to this pretty cool looking blue-gray color with a flat clear coat versus the outgoing model that had the Portofino green, which is a classic Vespa color with a flat finish, and it's now equipped with the new higher output HPE motor. And like all my previous videos on scooter reviews, I just start from the front and move to the back. If you're an experienced Vespa rider, they're going to be familiar features. If you're new to the Vespa world, I hope you find all this info pretty useful. Starting out with the price, here in the United States, MSRP on this model is $7,749 plus dealer prep and destination and DMV fees, which varies state to state. Starting with the front, as all the GTVs starting in 2006 for the 60th anniversary GTV, the GT60. You can see one of my previous videos on that scooter. It's a pretty cool scooter. It's in this super cool gray that I don't know, I've always liked the color of concrete essentially. They've always done this fender mount headlight, and it's reminiscent of the Faro Basso model Vespas from the 40s and early 50s. Very desirable models to have with the low headlight, because by the mid-50s they pretty much were all up on the handlebars. So they carried that over to the new modern Vespa, starting out with the GTV 250, GT60 in 2006, and they've continued this tradition with the GTS 300 model, now the HPE, now that we're in 2020. So you got the low headlight, it works pretty good. Unfortunately, it isn't an LED headlight. It's an incandescent headlight, comes on when you turn the key on. Definitely has a classic look. All the other HPE equipped model GTSs for 2020 have an LED headlight. You can certainly put the LED H4 retrofit bulb, which has been a pretty popular seller for us if you want that kind of cool white look. It's got the newer style leg shield. Looks pretty good in this color, I like it. I'm kind of mixed about this new look in the front, I've decided. The horn cover carries on to this flat black or kind of satin black accent that carries down to the wheel and also on the 6 decal on the leg shield. And unique for this model, it's got the flat or satin finish wheels with the red labeling on it. Moving on to the handlebars and windscreen, you can see it includes a tinted fly screen. Sometimes the GTV models have included a clear fly screen. This one's got the cooler looking tinted one. The running gear on it, for the last couple of years, they've just gone to the black running gear on chrome handlebars. I'm a little mixed about it because the prior model years, they painted these the same color as a scooter, but the black works good too, you know, kind of works with all the colors. It's got basic instrumentation, the same instrument cluster you find on the Vespa PX starting in 1984. It's just been restyled and they carried it over to the GTV. And it's been the same all through the years for the GTV, all the way up to this model in 2020. The basic old school analog instrumentation. You could see it's got the kind of amber incandescent backlights, very classic looking. Still looks nice at night versus the real techy looking LCD screens on the Super Tech or the rest of the GTS models that have LED backlighting is very high contrast. Just below the speedometer, you got this basic set of idiot lights, as I like to call them. Check engine light, you got a turn signal light, an ABS light, an over temperature warning, and also a mobilizer light. A basic clock, powered by the main battery. So basic instrumentation, but that kind of goes with the classic look of the scooter. It's not here to have all the latest latest and greatest for techie gadgets. On to the handlebars. They're going to be chrome handlebars, which are pretty cool. Kind of like the look of them. They're easy to mount, like a ram mount to them. They kind of have that timeless classic look to them. Same basic mirrors as the other GTS models, just the chrome round lollipops. The glove box, you can push the key. We watched some of my other videos on all the different functions of that key. It's got a USB charger in here for your mobile phone, a little tray for whatever, and a basic toolkit, enough to get access to the battery, or if you need to change a spark plug for some unknown reason. Glove box locks when you turn the key to any other position. Can't push the key in to open the glove box. The Sei Giorni has always included a limited number badge, and this is the second edition, and it's 383. First editions were the Sei Giorni in green. These are second edition models, being the 2020 in the new blue-gray color. Moving on to the seat, it's got the pretty cool looking single saddle with the suede, white stitching, white piping, and kind of the fastback look. Looks really good. I like the seat. Not very good if you're gonna have somebody on the back of the scooter. It is possible you can have a passenger on this, but probably not gonna enjoy it. So you can open the seat if you have the key in the correct position with a button that's right beside the key. It's got a generous size underseat storage. Good for most things except for 3/4 face helmets or mini 3/4 face helmets, and definitely not too many full face helmets. But it's volume-wise, it's pretty large. Can hold 2 almost full grocery bags, backpack. I've always liked the underseat storage, and the whole idea that it comes out. You can see the engine. Like I suggested in the previous HPE video reviews, there's over 70 different unique new parts on this engine. Same basic architecture as the 250 and 300 engine, but they made some very nice improvements. Your gas cap right here, the seat latch. You can order the optional seat cover that goes over the seat, stores in this little pocket right here. Chrome grab rail makes it so it's easy to take off the center stand. If you want the accessory top case, you need to purchase the flat rack. I think it's GTS 29PA. Buy that in black and chrome. Moving on to the taillights, the new HP style LED taillight. So that's pretty much the only thing LED on the scooter. Looks really good as it does on all the other scooters. A lot of people are asking if you can retrofit this to the older scooters. It is possible, but not all the parts are available to mount it. There's a plastic bracket that goes behind it. The electrical connection's different, but we will have a kit real soon for that. We do have a completely smoked out and black trim taillight in the HPE trim. You'll see that on one of my other videos of this tricked out Super Tech that we just finished up. Moving on to the muffler. Kind of same basic style. It's got the flat black shield with black screws on there. Onto the floorboard. It has foot pegs, even though the scooter's more or less designed for a solo rider with that style seat. And onto the radiator grills is the new honeycomb style for the HPE equipped GTSs. Top speed on the scooter, 75 miles an hour. They indicate around 80, maybe even 85. Speedometers are always a little bit optimistic on most Vespas. A little slower top speed than the older outgoing 2019 model, but definitely quicker on the pickup and acceleration and hill climbing power. These motors have, I don't know, around 12-15% more power, somewhere in there. You can see my dyno shootout of the HPE equipped motor GTS versus the outgoing 2019 model. Definite, some noticeable gains. Bolt on most of the accessories that fit the GTV, the taller windscreen, the LED headlight, as I suggested, the LED bulb that is, by Tubo or Malossi shocks, wave rotors, change out the wheels. All that stuff's pretty much the same. Motor's quite a bit different, and the horn cover's quite a bit different. There is a Rizoma horn cover coming out. It looks pretty sharp, that we'll have soon, and I'll feature in a video. Has the same basic incandescent turn signals that's been found on the American market GT and GTS range since the early 2000s, mid 2000s when they came out. And replace those with all sorts of different LED options, whether it's a complete replacement lens that are smoked or the bulbs. Search our website, scooterwest.com. You can see all the different options. Lots of fun stuff for this scooter to accessorize it. As for how it rides just like any other GTS. You can definitely feel it has a little bit more weight. You know, they got more weight on the front fender because this whole fender is reinforced with a lot of metal to keep this headlight quite rigid. So just a very subtle difference. You can feel a little bit more weight up front. But otherwise, rides just like a GTS. The forks have been strengthened up over the years, so they tend to do less of that oscillation at low speed when you're deaccelerating. Of course, having properly inflated tires, fresh tires helps as well. One thing to keep in mind, I've mentioned the ASR system, which is the traction control on the GTS models. The GTV model, they've never had the ASR on it. There's no button. I think the very first year they did have it with the start button where you can turn on. They just don't include it on these. Actually, they never include it. I got that wrong. So no ASR on this model, which I don't think that's a deal breaker. The scooters accelerate better and they hesitate less with the ASR off anyways. ABS, yes, they do have that. And I think that's a pretty important safety feature with anything new. Having ABS in a modern fuel injected motor makes the things so much more reliable and easier starting with the fuel injection, ABS. You never know when you need to do a panic stop. It's pretty much just a passive system until you need it. So that pretty much sums up everything that I could share with you about the 2020 Sei Giorni. Hope you like it. It's not for everybody. Some people like the classic look. Some people like the modern look. Some people want the smaller look. Some people only like the vintage ones. This is kind of reminiscent of the vintage bikes, but you have all the modern convenience of a 300cc motor that can hop onto highways reliably. Until next time, this is a robot here from Vespa Motorsport, Scooter West. If you're interested in purchasing any scooters from us, feel free to give us a call. We ship from all over the country, 619-280-1718. And I think the sales extension is 604. Talk to those guys over there. They're always happy to make a deal. We load up quite a few of our scooters that leave. People heavily accessorize them. We can certainly do that for you. Follow us on Instagram, Vespa Motorsport. Follow me, Robot Vespa. Follow us on Facebook, Vespa Motorsport. Till next time, Robot here. Check out all my other videos, subscribe to the channel, and you'll see all the updated videos that I'll continue to come out with.